Filipino.
I am Filipino, inheritor to a glorious past, hostage to that certain future. As such, I must prove equal to a twofold task: the task of meeting my responsibility to the past, and the task of performing my obligation to the future.
This is the land that they sought and found, every inch of shore that their eyes were set upon, every hill and mountain that beaconed them with a green and purple invitation, every mile of rolling lake that they viewed in compass, every river and lake then promised a plentiful living and a fruitfulness commerce is a hallowed spot to me.
By the strength of their hearts and hands, by every right of law, human and divine, this land and all the appurtenances thereof, the black and fertile soil, the seas and lakes and rivers teeming with fish, the forests with their inexhaustible wealth in wild and timber, the mountains with their bowels swollen with minerals. The whole of this rich and happy land has been for centuries without numbers, the land of my fathers. This land I received in trust from them, and in trust will pass it to my children, and so on until the world is no more.
I am a Filipino. In my blood runs the immortal sins of heroes. Since flowered down the centuries in courage and defiance. In my veins yet pulses the same hot blood, same tula-tula-po. The drop Diego Sila and the buhay, its rebellions against the foreign oppressor.
That seed is immortal. It is a self-same seed that flowered in the heart of the Serzo. But that morning in Kalambayan, when a valley of shots, put an end to what was mortal of him, made his spirit deathless forever. The same that flowered in the heart of the Passion Balitawa, of Gregorio del Pilar at Irelbas, of Antonio Luna at Padilla, that bloomed in flowers of frustration in the sad heart of Emilio Aguinaldo and Valentine, and yet burst forth royally again in the proud heart of Manuel L. Quezon, when it stood at the ancient of the threshold of the ancient Malacanang Palace. In a symbolic act of position and racial vindication, the seed that I bear within me is unworthless. It is the mark of my manhood and a symbol of my dignity as a human being. The seed that was buried in the ground of Tatapuanan 80,000 years ago. It shall grow, flower, and bear fruit. It is the ensign of my race and my generations. But a stage of the unending search of my people for freedom and happiness.
I am a Filipino, a child of a marriage of the East and the West. For I, too, am not of the West, and the vigorous people of the West have destroyed forever the peace and quiet that once were ours. I can no longer live, a being apart from those of this world, now tremble to the roar of bomb and cannon. For no man and no nation is an island, but a part of the main. There's no longer any east and west, only individuals and nations making those momentous choices that are hanging upon which history resolves. And to vanguard of progress, in this part of the world I stand. Informal figure in the eyes of some, but not as one defeated and lost. For through the big interlacing branches of half a dozen custom I have seen the light of the sun, and I know that it is good. I have seen the light of justice, equality, and freedom, and my heart has been lifted by the vision of democracy. And I shall not rest until my land and my people shall have been blessed by this. Be God the power in my coronation to subvert or destroy. I am a Filipino, and this is my inheritance. The pledge that will highly prove worthy of my inheritance. I shall give the pledge that has become renowned corridors of this century, and shall be compounded of my twist price of my Malayan followers. With the first song, the wonders of this land will before their eyes. The battle, cries that have resounded in every field of combat, from Mactan to the Pass, of the voices of my people within sea. Sound of the morning, shall the sun return, clear shall it be, the Lord.
Out of the large field of 7,000 hands, out of the heart string of 16 million people, all vibrating to one song. I shall be the mighty public of my pledge. Out of the songs of the harvest and sunrise with the oaths of their work deeds. Out of the sweat of the hard-beating pioneers in Maldives and Coronados. The silent endurance of stevedores at the piers, and the ominous grumbling of peasants in Pampanga. Out of the first cries of the babies newly born, and the lullabies that mothers sing. Out of the gushing of tears, and the wild turbines in the factories. Out of the crunch of clouds upturning the earth. Out of the limitless patience of teachers in the classrooms and doctors in the clinics. Out of the drums of soldiers marching, I shall make the patterns of my pledge.
Filipino.